Hey everyone, this is pretty terrific, and I am Chris.
And I am Marie.
And yeah, it's been a pretty terrific week for you, I imagine, because Marie just had a big birthday yesterday, and it sounds like you lived it up, man.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking terrific, Chris. I gotta tell you, I hope your birthday this month is also pretty fucking terrific. Shall I run you through it? It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I want to hear.
Okay, so like first of all, we started the day um sleeping in. My husband arranged for our dog to go out with her walker, whom she loves, because our dog has serious separation anxiety issues. And then we ordered delivery breakfast, and it was fucking terrific. It was just like
Yeah, delivery
I got
breakfast.
like
That's opulent, man.
I know, and my breakfast was like from a French restaurant, and it was like eggs, this incredible breakfast sausage, and instead of like you know how like sometimes you'll get hash browns or like what is it, roast potatoes or home fries.
Yeah.
They because it was French, it had potatoes gratin, but then they like took an ice cream scoop and gave you a scoop of it and then just plopped it in the thing. And it's just like, what is this? Like, I never would have considered that as an option. And it's just like, that is already quite rich. And it came with a pancake. Like, this is their breakfast special. I'm just like, what is. Okay. So it started off with like, well, this is more food than a human should consume.
Right.
Yeah.
Should
So great
and
start.
will are two different things.
Did. So, I mean, I did not complete the pancake. I'm a failure and I'm contributing to food waste. But it was quite a lot of food for a human. And I also kind of I didn't finish the potatoes gratin because that was a lot as well. So, okay, I failed. But I did eat the sausage, which was terrific. Then we went to the Getty Center, which is just right like that way
Yeah, when I
from
look on
my
the map of your
house.
house, it's like super close.
Yeah, you'd think we should be able to walk there from here, but no, you have to like get on the highway, which is bizarre. It's like a mile or less or something. And you just have to like go. So we went to the Getty Center, which is like this beautiful thing up on the hills in Brentwood, west of the 405. And you get to ride a monorail. And I say get to because I think it's pretty unusual to ride a monorail. And it was a beautiful view as you're riding up the monorail. You can see all of Los Angeles, and it plays like plucky, strummy music, which I'm a big fan of, as you know.
On the monorail, they
And
play it.
like
Wow.
they play plucky, strummy music as you're looking out over the city. And you know we're the opening schedule. Like it opened at 10. We were like the first people to come in. It's hardly anyone there, and I'm not a huge mingling with people person or good at leaving the house person since the pandemic has begun, possibly beforehand. And it was really amazing to like see this huge public structure, like beautifully landscaped art. I don't know if you know this about me, but I believe that all outdoor public statues or sculpture, they're birds. Birds out the wazoo all over this place.
Okay, that's news to me. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Just take a look at the next public sculpture that you see, and I'll be damned if it's not a bird. And if you don't see the bird, you're not looking hard enough. So lots of birds. And yeah, we just like wandered around, looked at art, stood around. We did not get a ham sandwich, which is the thing I do at museums around the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Ben was like, don't you want your ham sandwich? But there was like a elementary school, what is it called? Field trip there.
Yeah.
And I could not intermingle with the plague rats. So I declined the ham sandwich. So lovely start to the day. We come back, we watch Murderville's Christmas special, and then Ben begins cooking. And my God, he got this Wagyu. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it, but are you familiar with the Wagyu Japanese steak situation?
I've heard of it. I've seen it on menus, and it's always got dollar signs after it. Yeah.
Yes. So he ordered it from like what apparently is supposed to be the best butcher in town.
Japan.
Yes, he ordered it from Japan, and I believe Storks flew it over
Oh,
from Japan personally in a very lovely origami form. Anywho, he got that. Let's see what this is on the menu. I, I've never. I think I've had wagyu beef, like whatever American version of this, but this was nuts. Like you look at it, and I've never seen a piece of meat look like this, with the marbling so intensely throughout. Um, he did not season it. He simply put it in the pan, and the fat was such that it just like ran with fat underneath it. Like there's no oil in the pan, and like then he saved that fat to saute a bunch of different exotic mushrooms for me, and then he made a truffle risotto, and then roasted, what are they called? Brussels sprouts with goat cheese and walnuts and garlic.
I'd just like to point out for our listener that her husband, Ben, he does not eat meat, but he will prepare it for Marie and spend a lot of time doing a great job at it from the sound. So that is love, man.
Yeah, he spent hours doing this. No, he does not eat meat, and some meats he will not touch, like physically. They disgust him so much. And he's not like a vegetarian for like any sort of political or ethical reasons. The meat just disgusts him.
Yeah, but
Like the texture of it.
he'll touch it for you.
Yeah. Yes, he That's a great tagline for our relationship. He'll touch it for me. um and he so sorry to like go on and on. And he baked my favorite cake, which is Duncan Hines from the box yellow cake with the frosting from the can. And this time he frosted them perfectly. We've had a lot of trouble with frosting them in the past. So this is just an absurdly rich meal. And while I'm eating it and he's like doing dishes in the background, again, what the hell? I'm just like, am I dying? Like, it's just unbelievable. This meat, like, you barely had to cut it, you barely had to chew it. And as I'm eating it and it's like resting on the plate, just a pool of fat runs out under it. And like, it was so much food. Oh my God. It was ridiculous. I really, like, I was in a weird state where as I was eating it, I'm like, am I going to cry? Am I going to cry
I
here?
think first and foremost, you're allowed to have nice things that are awesome. So like, you don't have to be dying, right?
Okay. But it did feel kind of like, is this one of those last meals before, death row?
Like he's gonna sit
Kind
down,
of
like after you eat, he's like, Marie, you've got super cancer.
Yes, yes. It was kind of like that. It's just like, what is happening? It was incredible. And he is such a good cook.
He sounds amazing. So yeah,
Yeah.
and a good piece of meat, like you don't need to season it. Like, did he even put like salt on it? Because usually
Nothing.
nothing.
No salt.
Mm,
Nothing.
wow,
Nothing. It was incredible.
wow.
It was just meat.
So you felt very special on this birthday.
Yes. I felt very special, maybe dying on this birthday. And this is the oldest I've ever been. It's also the youngest I'll ever be again.
Yeah.
So
And now you're even older.
it just keeps on coming. The hits keep on coming. But yeah, last night was pretty wow.
I'm so glad you had a good day. Like you even went out into the world, and that is
I went to the world.
It's very unusual for you, and I'm really glad you did it because I think you need some of that. And seeing art in a public setting it's a good time.
I mean, in the before times when I only worked 4 days a week, what a dream. God, I didn't know what I had. I had Fridays off. I would go to like a museum at least once a month because I love museums and I especially love them on the off times when no one's around.
Oh, yeah, that's the best.
Yeah. Like my favorite thing in the world is go to the movies when no one's like in the middle of the day when no one's there. That's never going to happen again. But like, yeah, that's my favorite.
Wait, it's never going to happen again because you don't want to do it.
I don't know. It's just like the movie going experience is not what it was.
That's what changed
I
about
find.
it.
I think, well, first of all, I moved to this new place where I don't know the theaters, and my favorite theater is not here, right? I used to really like that AMC Kabuki in San Francisco, although it did change hands and it became less cool. Like, it just had like really nice seating, nice bathrooms that were well kept, good food, and like from local like restaurants and stuff like that. I don't know this area. I don't want to go to like a giant metroplex. I kind of like the I don't know. And we had like a movie theater in our neighborhood that you could either walk or take Muni to, like on West Portal.
Yeah.
So cute. The Cine Arts that closed down because of the pandemic.
Well,
That's a real bummer.
I think it's probably safe to say they probably got some pretty nice movie theaters in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles,
They might have a couple. You might want to check it out. Like, get some opinions. I think they're out there.
Ugh. I don't know. Do these people know anything about movies? Anywho, thank you for asking about my birthday. It was lovely.
No, I'm so
Although
glad.
people did ping me for work things.
Yeah. So here's an old person question then. You ate all that rich food and a lot of it. Did you sleep poorly?
No, slept like a goddamn baby angel.
That's fantastic. That's great. Because when I go all out like that, like I sleep badly, indigestion.
How so? Oh,
Maybe I'm just not eating enough Wagyu beef though.
maybe. Ben and I have found that meat seems to be the thing I need. Like I've tried, reducing my meat and consumption, and I have reduced my meat consumption. But if I want to feel good during a day, like have a steak. I don't know why. It just seems to work. And okay,
You feed on suffering. It's good.
I feed on the death of others. Anyway, you said yesterday about the Duncan Hines cake that you felt like it was surprisingly simple a thing for me to enjoy.
Yes, because usually you like a fancy thing.
Okay, Ben disagrees.
He thinks that you do not like the fancy things.
He said I told him what you said during dinner, and he said, "Hey, I don't mean to, no offense, but you're not that sophisticated a lady."
Well, see, here's the thing. I think Ben is the consummate connoisseur when it comes to everything. So, like, you might be less than him, and to him, anything less than him is, not fancy.
Well,
He's got very specific, particular tastes.
Extremely specific tastes.
Yeah.
Very. But I think for him, like, as far as he's concerned, like, what I like is just like meat, rice, McDonald's.
But fancy, and you like vegetables and fruits. Like, you eat all these things and you appreciate
I know,
them.
but he won't eat like a whole fruit, right? Like, I've never seen him like eat like a piece of whole fruit. Like, I've asked him to recently.
Yeah.
This year, I saw him take a bite of an apple.
He said no.
And he's just like, "Thanks," and they gave it back to me. So he thinks I like very simple foods, and I don't disagree. Like, if it were up to me, like, I'd be down for, like, I could just eat chicken adobo and rice every day.
Yeah.
But he's like, today I feel like Mexican food, but it has to be good Mexican food, and it has to be accompanied by the appropriate beer. Like, if there's beer in the fridge, but it's not Mexican, you'll have to order a Mexican beer.
Oh, wow.
To go with the. So I'm not the sophisticated one. I'm just like, yeah, meat, rice.
Yeah, perhaps of the two of you, you're the lesser of sophisticated, but you still like fancy things.
I think I have a range. Let's say that.
Yeah.
I think I have a
You
range.
have a range. That's true. And I would say Duncan Hines cake is on the lower end of that range because that's, cheapy stuff you get at any grocery store, right?
Tell me that's not the best.
I haven't had it in quite a while, so yeah, it's not on.
Sir.
It's not something. I don't regularly eat a lot of cake.
Oh, you know what? You've got a lot of sweets in your life.
I got a lot of sweets in my life. The last thing I need is more, but yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, but sir, if I were nearby for your birthday, bake a Duncan Hines cake, I would.
And so you like chocolate frosting? Is that what you do?
Chocolate frosting, sir.
Yeah.
Chocolate yellow cake. Oh yeah.
So where do you get the frosting?
Lots of milk.
Do you make the? How do you?
Can.
Okay, so it's the can,
bro.
All right.
Yeah.
And is that Duncan Hines too, or is that something else?
I'm not sure which Ben gets.
Okay.
Like he spent a lot of time looking at all the different frosting options. He's like, which one is it? Is it milk chocolate? And I'm like, yes. And he's like, I think he did just get Duncan Hines and Duncan Hines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
good shit,
he
though.
likes to match sets, it sounds like. He gets Mexican food, he wants the Mexican beer, he wants the Duncan Hines.
Yes.
Like, if you're going to go lowbrow, he wants to go full-scale lowbrow.
Full lowbrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I like a bag of chips. What?
That's cool.
Some Ruffles and some sour cream or French onion dip. I'm not fancy. I ain't fancy, Chris.
You can like things that aren't fancy, but yeah.
Yes.
All right. I would say maybe it's less about food. Like, you do appreciate the fancy food, though.
I do.
Like
I mean, huh.
Yeah, you just wax poetic about this Wagyu beef and how amazing it was.
Fuck.
Like, and that's about as fancy as beef is going to get, right?
Oh my God, sir. But I understand it. Like, it is expensive for a reason. Like, that is the best piece of beef I've ever had in my life. Sir.
Wow.
Sir.
Yeah, I got to try some of that because I'm always down. I was just hearing that apparently Chicago is known for having amazing steak, and I've never really I ate in Chicago once, very briefly. So, like, but apparently, like, they are on the pipeline, the beef pipeline. Like, all the
Interesting.
Yeah, the cattle shipped up from Kansas and Texas, and it hits Chicago, and then it goes, to the coasts. But Chicago gets it first, is what I've heard.
Interesting. I mean, I think these Wagyu beef, they're like massaged and like classical music is played for them, and a young child who has never known plastics reads poetry to them. Like, it's like purity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can taste just the alignment of the universe in that cow.
In that cow. Yeah. Sorry, not cow. In that cattle.
Cattle. Yeah, because cow implies a female, right?
A lady.
Cows,
lady
bulls,
beef.
and then cattle.
Yeah.
I just read a book about this with my 6-year-old that she got from school, and I was like, cattle. All right, that's how you address them all.
Yes. Yeah. Cattle. Yes. Wow. So that was my day. Pretty terrific.
Yeah, and now today like coming down from that, or are you still like rolling on that high?
I mean, we just ordered a box of donuts, so I don't know. I feel like this was a bad move. We still have, like, he made 2 cakes because we can't figure out our oven, and there's only been 1 slice eaten because I was so full from the thing, and it was like this big a slice. I was like, what? So I don't know what today brings. We still have all the leftover risotto, all the, like, he did these fancy mushrooms, like different kinds of mushrooms, and he cooked it in the remaining fat from the beef.
Yeah.
He added no oil. So mushrooms, the Brussels sprouts with the goat cheese and walnuts. I have all this food. But what's Ben gonna eat? And, like, you know what he did? That he made that meal for me, and for his dinner, he ordered Del Taco delivery.
Oh, I'm sure he was pretty thrilled about that.
Actually, he was. He enjoyed Del Taco very much, but still.
So yeah. What type of does he get? Fish tacos, or does he get
He doesn't eat meat, sir.
So fish is included in the meat.
Fish is an animal.
Yeah, well, it depends on who you talk to.
Really?
So fish is definitely an animal, talking about scientific classifications, but a lot of people are like, I don't eat meat. But then they'll be like, I want that fish. Like, pescatarians, but like they just say they don't eat meat. I don't know, man.
Oh, they're full of lies. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah.
No, he is, like, there's something about flesh that he does not wish to consume.
So what? He gets veggie tacos.
He will get, like, a bean burrito.
Okay.
A quesadilla.
It sounds plain.
Yeah.
The taco place near me, they have a really, so I eat everything just like you. I love meat, but they have really good Korean styled, like, it's a broccoli taco. And it's super good. Like, they season these broccoli, so it's like it's the closest thing you can get to, like, the body of a meat, and it's just taqueria.
I love broccoli.
Yeah, broccoli is a fantastic vegetable.
It is. It's like, apparently the rest of the world doesn't eat it, but, like, Americans are like, we're just gonna make this happen.
It fits so good.
Yeah, you were gonna give a shout out to your taqueria, though.
Yeah. It's Taqueria Amor is really good, and it's on Main Street, Manayunk. Walk to it, but just yeah, broccoli in general it goes so good in so many things, and you can season it different ways. It's
Hmm.
not too hard to cook. It's great.
I just pop it in the oven, roast
Yeah.
it like the florets. I love the stem though.
Mm. Oh, you eat like the thick stem.
Well, you chop it up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, that is actually quite good.
You know,
Ben makes a vegetable mac and cheese with broccoli and cauliflower.
that sounds really good.
It's so good with the Cougar Gold cheese. Get you a can of Cougar Gold cheese, um, made by Washington State University, I believe.
Yeah,
It's
my
pretty.
friend Steve is all about Cooper Sharp cheese. Like they are all about
Ooh,
that. They want to put on everything. Like Cooper Sharp, put it on.
I'm gonna have to try that because we like cheese in this house. So just FYI, don't let this fool you. I'm a cheese eater.
Yeah.
If anyone can't seem to handle this cheese, this guy.
Mm,
So yeah,
can't
just putting
handle
it
this
out there.
cheese.
Hi, and how did you observe my day,
I
Chris?
observed. I was working for most of it, and it rained. I
Mm.
think it might have just stopped. It rained for like 36 hours straight here. Just kept coming. Bleh. It was gross.
Wow. Did you object? I feel like you need to object to
I
this
did shake my tiny fist at the
strongly.
sky once or twice. Yeah.
Oh,
But it did
yeah.
make me
Man
appreciate.
yells a
Yeah, it makes
cloud.
you appreciate having a warm, dry home to go to. You're like, this is. You don't appreciate that enough until it's really wet outside.
Safety. Yes, I feel confused by the rain sometimes in Los Angeles because I was told it did not exist here,
Mm.
and it has existed quite a lot. Um, and everyone blames me that I know. They're just like, "Why'd you do this?" Um, yes, it is bizarre. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yes, a dry
Yeah,
home,
no, and
lovely.
I mean Philly gets every weather. We get it. It gets cold. It gets hot. It gets in between. It gets rainy. It gets snowy. Everything happens here, and it makes you appreciate having a house that doesn't have too many holes in it. Although, right now, some of the buildings have leaks, but our home right now is doing all right.
Leak
Leak
free.
free.
Yeah, knock wood, sir.
Oh yeah. Every time there's a rainstorm and it doesn't get wet inside, I yeah give a little thanks.
Here are the terrific things that we have outlined to so far: birthdays, meat, food in general, broccoli, staying dry. I feel like, wow, all of these things are pretty
We
terrific.
talk a lot about food.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Um, we can stop. Here, let's talk about something else that's not food
Oh, I want to eat
related.
it.
You know what's nice? A really good chair.
I've never had a really good chair.
Oh my God,
I'm
sir.
sitting on some IKEA nonsense that was $40 right now.
Okay, I went all out because the company I work for, has like a stipend for workplace, and I got a Herman Miller slash LG gaming chair. I splashed out cash for this, but of course someone else paid
Yeah.
for it. I'm sitting in it right now, and I shit you not, I had like two different, when we switched to work from home, I had two different desk chairs that I was like, no, no. And they were like pricey for my book. But this chair like is 10 times more expensive. And when I sat in it after adjusting it, I pointed to the other chairs and I said, "You were lies. You are not a chair. This is a chair. All other chairs are lies." I have to say, yeah, I think it's like Embody gaming chair from Herman Miller LG. Sir,
Okay.
please try this
I'll look into
chair.
that because I think the fanciest chair I ever had was when we worked together in the same office. We built that office together, and we got to spend a
Yes.
lot of money on. Were they Aeron chairs? There's some kind of
Yes, they were Aeron chairs. So also Herman Miller
yeah.
chairs. Yeah. Those were good chairs. This is a
So you can tell
chair.
the difference between like
This is a
normal old
chair.
Aeron and like gamer G Fuel chair.
Ridiculous. This chair is a chair. All other chairs are goddamn lies. This is a chair. It like even has like an adjustment, so I don't know, like how long your femur is, right? You can pull out the bottom of the seat to adjust to the length of your femur, bro.
Wow.
This is a
Yeah,
chair.
you know a chair's serious when it's measuring your bones.
Word. And it's all like, it's probably doing science back there. Who knows? This is a chair, and you cannot eat it.
I can't eat that, no matter how much
Yeah.
I want to.
I mean, you could try. You could try.
So how long
There's
have you?
different
Is that like a new chair for this new apartment you have?
No, I've had it now, I guess 2 years at
So it's
least,
holding
and
up.
it is holding
That's
up.
good.
Yeah. This is the chair,
It's like
man.
a
It's just
four-digit chair. Is that what we're talking?
yeah, it's a 4-digit chair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've never had a 4-digit chair before, right? But thankfully I didn't have to pay for it myself. So it's just exceptional. It is an exceptional
Man,
chair.
I'm trying to remember. What did we do with those Aeron chairs? Did those get sold, or did?
We sold
Yeah.
them. We sold
Cool.
them. Yeah. We had a bunch of them too
Oh,
because we thought we were going to be like engineers were going to come
it
to
was
the
like
office.
20, right? It was a lot.
Yeah, it's like there were like 7 of us.
Like max. There was one time that everyone came once, and
Yeah.
but I don't
Yeah.
think everyone was working.
And then there weren't enough chairs.
We need to buy more Aerons. This is a startup in the aughts.
We were making good decisions.
Didn't waste a cent.
No, never. Good times.
Yeah.
Hey, we had such a beautiful office, and I think we had a really fun
No,
time.
I agree. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'd trade it. Well, maybe a small portion of the world.
Some of the world. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could use an island. So
It was neat. Like, so at the time I was living in Berkeley and I was commuting into San Francisco, and I kind of enjoyed commuting into San Francisco. Like there's something nice about taking that Bay Bridge.
Well, yeah.
Get on the BART, and then I discovered that there was a bus that you could take, and the bus was a little more depressing, but much more convenient.
How so depressing?
So I spent a lot of the time that I was in New York taking like Chinatown buses and Greyhounds to get from Philly to New York. Like I went a lot, and I don't know. There's this. They felt like those like Greyhound / Chinatown buses. Like it was just like kind of dark, and the windows are kind of tinted, and everyone in them kind of seemed like their soul was dead. Yeah.
Sorry, pardon.
So it was more about like the vibe. Like they were fine. They were clean. They just seemed kind of dark and sad.
Okay, that's interesting because if anyone, Dave must be familiar with the BART.
Yes.
So it's like, it's worse than BART?
Yeah, because I enjoyed BART. I mean, BART's it's a subway. It's like a regional rail subway thing, and I was fine.
I've seen some things, sir. I've seen some things on BART.
I'm sure. I've seen things in BART stations and around them. On the train itself, I was usually fine, but I might have just been lucky.
Yeah, I've seen people have sex with the cushions or pee themselves right there as you're crammed onto the train car. Yeah, so it's,
But like, I've seen some of that in like New York. Like you get a little.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. But yeah. Hey, you know what's terrific? Public transit.
Oh yeah, I've been studying up on some public transit. There's a wealth of like YouTube channels that are just about like public infrastructure and people who are real into trains. And trains are cool. Yeah, the more I learn about trains, I'm like, yeah, I want some more trains.
How did you get into this? Like, were you just like browsing the YouTubes and you're just like, hey, public transit, let's learn?
Yeah, I was, I'm like working in the shop baking, churning ice cream, and one of the suggested things on the side was like, it was specifically, there was one that was about SEPTA, which is our regional transit. It was like a critique of SEPTA, and I was like, oh, let me check that out. And then I went down a rabbit hole, like learning about other places that have transit issues, and I mean, everyone has transit issues, but like which places do it better, which places don't do it better,
Which place does it best?
Well, it sounds like New York is really good, and also Chicago is apparently really good in terms of America, the United States.
I've been to Chicago a couple of times, but I didn't take public transit either time. So I didn't even realize. I imagine they have city buses, but do they have like a rail?
Yeah, they have
Oh
rail.
yeah, the L.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Oh,
Yeah, so
duh.
Chicago apparently
That's
has pretty good like transit, and they have really good food, is what I'm hearing.
yes. So Ben has been there, and okay, maybe he is a little bit fancy. He has strong opinions about pizza.
Yeah.
And he has tried. I think he had like in his last job a regional hub in Chicago, and he'd have to go there for a couple of weeks every year, and would try many different pizzas.
What is Ben's ancestral homeland?
Ireland.
So he was born in Ireland?
No,
Okay.
his grandfather.
Where was he born? Like grew up?
Oh, ancestral.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I was
so
being too broad.
Okay, yes. He grew up in Sacramento,
Okay.
California. So this is the furthest he's ever lived from his home, like
So
where he was
not
born.
known for its pizza.
Not actually, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Sir. Today I'm calling you sir. Yeah. Zelda's in Midtown. What a pizza.
Midtown
Gotta
Sacramento?
tell you. Sacramento, okay. Yes. Wow. There's you a pizza, sir. That is a very good pizza. So Zelda's, please. Yeah, and it's sort of they call it like a Chicago style, but it's not like it's its own thing. It's its own animal. Yeah. Someone I know from Chicago has told me that it's like this place in Chicago, and I'm like, I don't care. Thanks for the info. But yeah, so yes, he has had some very good pizza there. But no, it's not a place renowned for its pizza. He has been to New York and he tried some pizza there, but like once when he was young. Oh. He's been to Chicago and tried many pizzas.
And there are pizzas in Chicago that he's very fond of then.
I would say that he's fond of one, and I cannot recall which one it is, but apparently there's an instance of it here in Los Angeles somewhere.
Yeah. The meme that goes around East Coast communities is like, Chicago, that's not a pizza, that's a casserole.
It is kind of a casserole, isn't it? Yeah, it is okay.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like, I haven't actually had a pizza in Chicago, but I've been to like Pizzeria Uno, and it's the same, right? I like it fine there. Like the thick ones,
okay,
I like them fine.
I feel pretty open to the wide array, the spectrum of pizza related foods, because like I was in Italy for a while and there was no sauce on what I was given.
Like, yeah, it depends what region you're in.
Yeah, there was just like, it was sort of a flatbread that she grilled and it had like vegetables on it, and I'm like, and cheese, and I'm like, oh, I eat those all day. Yeah, it was terrific. So yeah, Chicago style pizza, not for you?
No, it's fine. Yeah, I like it. Like, there's very little pizza I dislike. I think it's hard to get a really bad pizza that I like. I just don't like. Like, I like all kinds of different styles. Like right now around here, like it's Detroit style is very popular.
I love Detroit style. Yeah. That is very good.
So
my goodness,
that's good. But like I like chain pizza. I like homemade pizza. I like greasy slices. I like thick slices. I like tomato pie. It's good. It's all good.
Frozen pizza from the supermarket.
Yeah, I will go for that. Like I'm not above some Elio's, man.
I don't know which one it is, but Ben for a while had some frozen pizzas, just in case he couldn't have pizza.
DiGiorno's can be kind of good.
Yeah, DiGiorno or something, and it's just like, it's not like pizza, let's say, but it's something. I don't know. Like the combination of, is it bread and tomato and whatever and cheese?
Yeah.
It's hard to go wrong, I think.
Yeah, when I visited Italy the one time in my life when I was a teenager, it was the first time I had margarita pizzas, and they were so good there. So good. Like, now I love, every time I see them, I'm like, I want to eat that margarita pizza, even though on the face of it, it's a cheese pizza. But it's not.
The basil, that fresh basil.
The fresh basil, the fresh mozzarella, and just like the fresh tomato chunks. It's so good.
I love so Thursday night in our house is typically pizza night. So maybe we have to make up for it.
Yeah, make up for it. Like, we only had stupid Wagyu beef yesterday. Today we'll have to get the pizza in.
stupid why he beeped. Yes. Well, it's more of a for Benji, right? Because he
Yeah.
hadn't had anything. But you know what I tried recently at the no, well, I wouldn't call it the recommendation, but the sort of mention of others at my work. The Hawaiian style. Have you ever tried this? It has ham and pineapple.
I am a big fan.
Really? Because
Yeah.
to me, and maybe it was just the place, and Ben was kind enough to just order it for me in the middle of the day after these people kept mentioning it. It was just sort of nothing. It was a nothing pizza. It tasted like nothing.
You couldn't taste the pineapple?
Like and the pineapple was like meh, and the ham was like ham. So it's just like I don't know. I thought there would be some punch to it.
Try it again
Um,
somewhere else because it's hard to get a pineapple chunk that isn't a burst of flavor.
it
Like,
was, it's like I'm a pineapple. But
yeah. I know
yeah,
like it's a very
I'm a
divisive
pineapple.
topic. Like it's one of those current like pop culture kind of arguments. Like pineapple on pizza is a hamburger is a hot dog a sandwich. Like it's the same gauntlet.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
God, I'm not getting into it.
You're not? Oh, okay. What makes a sandwich a sandwich?
So you haven't heard the cliche then?
No, of course I have. I work at Reddit.
Yeah.
It's all the time. And the famed chef Jose Andres.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
I've
familiar?
heard
Yes,
the name.
yes, he does all these wonderful things. He has that world kitchen where he goes and like brings food to people in like war-torn nations or where their food is not available to them, etc. Quite a man, right? An incredible chef. He came and did like a thing for our company where he like was interviewed like an AMA, and he was asked, because he didn't know it was sort of a meme, he was asked if a hot dog is a sandwich. And his answer, he was very animated about it and gave a very long answer. But what it boiled down to was he is for inclusion, not exclusion.
Uh
Hot dog, welcome, you are a sandwich.
huh. Okay.
So I like that argument. And I feel as though he is an expert in the culinary field. So I accept hot dog as a sandwich if it wants to be a sandwich.
Does the hot
Yeah.
dog want?
Um, I haven't asked. I don't have the means to communicate with inanimate objects, Chris.
Yeah.
But if I did, I would ask.
Yeah.
Does it?
I think
But
I think we need to talk to our sandwiches more often.
you know what? You're right. What? Everyone's all like, when sandwich? How sandwich? But they don't ask like, why sandwich? What do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah. We need to. Oh, you're right. Maybe if we like had conversations with our food more often, I wouldn't be a big fat fuck.
You might be more. They might be like, eat me, Marie.
By eating me, you fulfill me.
This is my purpose.
Exactly.
I'm Marge Simpson.
Eat me. I don't know why I'm making the hand for you,
Yeah.
but fulfill my purpose.
Wow.
Oh, delicious food.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we went right back to
we were
food.
trying not.
We,
God damn it.
we tried not and failed entirely.
No. How's water? Water.
I love water. Water's great.
I love water. Delicious.
I think this is tangential though. Like it's still consumable.
Okay. We can do better. How about that Henry Cavill doing a Warhammer TV show for Amazon?
It what? There's a Warhammer TV show?
Gonna make one. He's executive producer and star after he's been ousted from Superman.
Oh, apparently he wasn't. If that's the case, he wasn't ousted. They didn't just like make up some Warhammer show because in a couple hours.
So from the Superman franchise, they're like, no thanks. We're gonna go a different direction. And then he's like piecing out on Geralt of Rivia for Witcher after the next season because of creative differences.
Yeah.
But Warhammer.
Okay, I had no idea about that because I read a little bit about this. And I was like, I've never even seen a movie he was in, so I don't know. But I know they were like.
Seen a movie?
I don't think so.
He's in. Do you ever see Stardust?
No.
Oh, that's quite a nice movie. Daredevil's in it.
Cool. The only Daredevil movie I ever saw was Ben Affleck.
No, Daredevil the TV show was excellent,
Mm.
bro. Yeah, Charlie Cox, very good. Um, yeah, so there's gonna be a Warhammer TV show on Amazon. Take
Yeah,
that.
I had
Nerds.
heard that they was assumed that he dropped out of The Witcher because he wanted to do Superman, and then like a couple hours later, they were like, "Oh, he's not doing Superman," and then now he's like, "I'm doing Warhammer." Like that's a
Uh,
or
huh.
Warhammer was predated all that. What I don't. Why do I know so much about
Hmm.
this man I have no nothing about?
Well, I think it's because it's very nerd adjacent.
Okay.
Like his work is extremely nerd adjacent,
I mean,
right?
Warhammer is like a specific type of neckbeard that we have not seen in mass media yet, right?
Yeah. Well, this dude, he paints minis.
The actor does.
Yes.
Mm.
He's a serious business nerd about Warhammer. But no, like I think he was like a driving force behind the Witcher series, right? And he just had like creative differences apparently with the writers of the show taking it away from the source material. And so he'll do one more. And I think he was an excellent Witcher or Geralt of Rivia. And you know how I feel about the
Yeah,
games.
yeah, we hate him.
Not great. Yeah. So I just thought it was he was really good. Like, as far as my understanding of that character, saying nothing, kind of having a bad VO, and like, fuck. Yeah.
He pulled it off.
Roach. Yeah, he did it, you
Did
know.
he have two
Um,
swords?
he did have two swords, sir.
Good.
And he got like the yellow kitty eyes and stuff like that. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, good. So yeah, Warhammer coming to a screen near you
Now I can
soon.
learn more about that because I've really know very little about Warhammer other than you need like a massive space to play it, and most people spend more time doing the miniatures than they do actually playing a game. But that there's tons and tons of stupid lore, right?
Yes, I have not dipped my toe.
No.
It seems like a commitment.
Yeah, yeah, it really does. And if you're
Yeah.
jumping like into like this is the first piece of there's never been a TV show about this or like there's never been a movie, so they have a lot of baggage, right?
Cool.
It's scary to bring
Well, they
something
have a
like that.
lot of ground to cover. I feel like though, because they have so much source material, it's like, choose a spot. And this will be sort of a gateway drug, hopefully, or maybe that's what they're thinking. This is a gateway drug to the bigger Warhammer universe.
They could be big dummies like Star Wars and have all this extended universe stuff and then throw it away. Be like, that stuff's not canon anymore.
Nah, no thanks. Rewrite, reboot. Um, as I've gotten older, because that happened, I have noticed. Yeah, people don't know things. Well, young folks, like the things that we grew up knowing, references that I might make,
Yeah.
they're just lost on people. So I get it. Like, people are like, no, we don't need a reboot. And like, maybe you do, you guys, because people don't know. People don't know. I said, thank you, Easter Bunny, the other day, and nobody said Bok Bok. And it's like, these kids,
Yeah.
these kids these
Well,
days.
I mean, that's normal. People have a different set. I feel like our generation was particularly like media saturated, so we have more and more of those tied in.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So
We'll see. I mean, I don't know. Like, all the TikToks. Are you going to get in on the TikToks?
I would rather self-immolate. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm not into the TikToks, although I did find a guy who like cooks. Nope. I'm not going to talk about it.
So I have my wife is Kelly. She has got onto the TikTok train, and for a little while now, and she's randomly tried to reach out to me, be like, hey, I want to show you one that meant a lot to me, and she'll show me something, and it's incomprehensible to me. It makes me feel so old. I feel myself aging because it's like some video happening, some audio that's disconnected from it, and like captions all over it, and it feels like I'm like being barraged by like four different things, and I'm like, what does this mean? I don't. She's like, well, this is a reference to an earlier meme, and like this is another reference. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm sorry, I don't get it, and frankly, I don't care to get it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm down for that too. I do it to some degree because of the nature of my work. Feel like maybe I should be savvy. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, actually, no. I think I do understand things that are happening on the TikToks when I've seen them, but TikTok is its own animal and it has its own weird memes within itself. So I'm just like, yeah. I personally, I'm feeling maybe it's this whole new year dawning or getting older. It's just like, hey, remember the things I used to like reading books and playing video games. I would like to return to those things. I like to make stuff.
Yeah.
So I have the next week off
Oh, yeah.
from
That's
work.
so exciting.
I'm really hoping that it stays like very low.
Disconnect
In,
from the
yeah.
internet a little bit. That'd be cool.
Well, we're gonna hang out, but for
Yeah.
sure, I'm gonna make stuff. I'm gonna make paper mache crowns out of junk mail. I'm gonna finish a commission. I'm gonna make things and read books. Yeah,
That's awesome.
I'm excited
Wow.
and not look at screens. Yeah.
Well, on that note, ooh, maybe we should break from that because I got lots of things going on. Apparently, my phone has been going off this
Oh.
whole time. I don't know
Oh
why.
no, I'm so
No,
sorry.
you're not sorry. They called me during our time. That's on them. But yeah, I hope your birthday celebration continues to be terrific, and I hope your week off is amazing.
Thank you, sir. I'm sure we will be in touch. It's a pleasure. Let's shout out to Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Dave. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Tell us about your favorite pizza.
Yeah. Bye, Dave.
Bye, Dave.